On Saturday night, the Lady Cardinals took to the court to face off against the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern for the OAC championship in Ada, Ohio. In the beginning, both sides kept the score close, until nearly 4 minutes in, and the score at 7-4 in favor of the Polar Bears. That would be when Ohio Northern would go on an 11-2 run to extend their lead to 8, 18-10. From there, the Polar Bears continued to maintain their lead and add to it over the course of the first half, extending it to 15 at one point. Near the end of the first half, the Cards would be able to fight back and cut that Polar Bear lead down to 10, heading into halftime, 39-29. In the second half, it was all Ohio Northern as they started with a 12-0 run to extend their lead to 22, 51-29. After that run, the Polar Bears just added to their lead over the course of the second half, and at one point extended to 30. Unfortunately, the Cardinals had no answer for the Polar Bears, and this matchup would eventually come to an end with Ohio Northern victorious 73-46 and champions of the OAC tournament. After the game, head coach Connie Richardson talked about what she told her players in the locker room following the loss.
And in particular, I wanted them to focus more on where they came. We were finished fifth in the conference, and I think this senior class did an absolutely phenomenal job of accepting that challenge, and no one expected them to finish second. So I'm proud of them, and you just keep emphasizing the positives, and it's easy to always look at the last thing that occurred and all the negatives, and you can't do that. And I talk about them as people as well. We've watching that senior class grow up from freshmen. They've made some big strides just in life. So I'm proud of them, and obviously I'm not excited about the end result today, but in the big scheme of things, sometimes you have to take a step back and look at the whole picture. So.
What are your thoughts on Allie and Hannah making the All-OAC tournament team?
I think it's well-deserved. Allie's been the catalyst for us all year long. We wouldn't be where we are without Hannah, obviously, with her scoring. So I think it's an easy call to make, no question.
And what are your plans for next year, now losing 6 seniors?
Actually, there's 7. We forgot about Elena. So there's 7 seniors lost. Yes, that's it's a huge loss, but to me, I talked with the underclassmen in the locker room in regards to using the lessons that they've learned in watching this group. Because you had at the beginning of the year 3 kids that weren't playing much as seniors, and most kids will quit nowadays. So in that regard, that's a huge lesson, a life lesson for those kids, and just try to take the experience that they had with them, and they provide an awful lot of leadership for them. So hopefully they're going to take that, build on it, and we go from there.